Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 174 of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long, and we're coming to you once again from the worldwide headquarters of GSM Services right here in downtown Gastonia. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We are highlighting another great organization this week as we highlight HiTone Fitness. We have Natalie, Castro, and AB with us here today. Natalie is the sales director of HiTone Fitness, and AB is the fitness director. Natalie and AB, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. So we'd like to get right to it. And Natalie, since you're further away, you get to go first. So we'd like to start with a pretty simple question. Just tell us about yourself, anything that you would like to share.
A little about myself is I was born and raised in Inglewood, New Jersey, and I moved down to Gastonia a few years back, and I'm proud to call Gastonia home.
You couldn't get here fast enough, right?
Oh, yeah. I've also been working around like the gym and fitness area for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Previously at a different place, and now with HiTone.
Okay. Well, very good. AB, what about you? What do you want to share, sir?
So, let the secret out, AB is not my actual name, but Aikane is my birth name.
Okay.
Born in Hawaii, raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
But I've adopted AB because I do have military experience. So
Okay.
during my military experience overseas is when I kind of grew into loving the gym, finding that therapy. So I decided to kind of transition and make fitness my full-time career, and that is how I ended up at HiTone. Being a trainer at first, kind of went through a stem of being a manager, but now in the role of where I feel like I could blossom as a fitness director.
Understood. So was that why you were in Fayetteville? Was it Fort Bragg or?
Yes. So Fayetteville I'm a military brat, to say the least. So
Okay.
my dad was Army as well.
Okay. So you served in the?
I did.
Okay.
I
Well,
did.
appreciate that service.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's
Shout out to all my vets out there.
Yeah. You know what? Here we are.
One day
Veterans
a
Day
week,
was
yeah.
yesterday. We're recording this on Wednesday the 12th. So again, that's a big day. I mean, I didn't serve, but I appreciate individuals like you who serve. So me and my family maybe didn't have to. So I'm grateful for that. And that's
you,
something
sir.
that's important to us. Thanks. And we're the same about law enforcement and anything that's related to that type of stuff. So again, I appreciate that very much. So again, I think I'll throw this back to Natalie to kind of start. Just share a little bit. What is the mission of the organization? When we're going to get to how HiTone Fitness, what's that community outlook, and how are you serving the community, making the community better? But let's just start with what's the mission of the organization, and and then just go from there. Initiatives and the mission of the organization.
Yeah. The mission of HiTone Fitness is to just make sure that everybody that comes to our doors, we're a fun and welcoming environment for everybody that's going through it, as well as making sure that we're giving the people the right tools.
We are truly like a science-based approach to fitness, right?
Gotcha.
So we're thinking not only are we lifting weights, but the recovery aspect, the community aspect. So I think HiTone did a great job of doing that whole 360, because not everyone's going to want to lift 800 pounds.
Like me.
I mean, you got the muscle. No, but we have our demographic is very wide, and I think the beauty of HiTone is going to be always that the community aspect. We truly have the same energy for everyone that walks into the door. Whether, again, if you're coming in and you're just using a sauna, hey, we know you're just using a sauna, but we're going to tell you why you should. But then we have the lady that comes on the treadmill, and she likes her fan up. So we're going to make the fan up, right? So
a little personalized.
It is very
Yeah.
personalized,
Okay.
and I think that is kind of goes with our slogan. Our slogan's written on our wall. It's called Reach Higher. So in regards to our slogan, we want everyone to reach their highest peak form, whether that is fitness-wise, mentally, or whatnot. But we are truly there to support that to get them there.
I know that I don't think this was, I'm getting ready to ask a question. It wasn't worded this exactly on the questions we shared. I mean, I think our listeners know we shared questions beforehand because I'm not that good,
Shoot
first
from
of
the
all.
hip, baby.
But secondly, we just, I think it's important that y'all kind of know what to expect. But maybe can you describe a day in the life of HiTone Fitness? Does that make sense? I mean, I'm sure you're seeing all different fitness levels, all different demographics. You just kind of describe the day in the life of what's going on at HiTone Fitness. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So me and Natalie probably have different day in the lives
Sure.
of HiTone Fitness, but I can tell you from a trainer standpoint, we're cracking the door open around 5 a.m., 6 a.m. There's already people working out, so kudos to those early morning people. But we're hitting the ground running. We have to be up and ready. We have to be the heartbeat of the gym. So myself, I'm going to shout some people out. Myself, Brandon, another trainer, Gianna, another trainer, Kelsey, a great trainer that we have. We are the lifeline of the gym itself, and I want to exude my energy onto someone else. But it starts from 5 a.m., 6 a.m., all the way to about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So these are long days that we are exerting our energy.
Okay.
At the same time, we're trying to get our own little workout in.
Sure.
So, yes, we see different demographics. We're meeting with people that have been to multiple gyms and are just looking for a new gym home, or we're looking for someone that's just switching up their routine. We're looking at the people that aren't so confident walking into the building, being nervous. We do a great job of catering to that and kind of nurturing them so they walk out the doors confident. We don't have a big gym, and we kind of like it like that. We want to feel personal when we do it, so we kind of embrace the personal feel throughout the day. But I have long days. I had 17,000 steps the other day just by working out and being in the gym training. But very long days.
That's a lot of steps if you're not doing something specific like running or hiking or something, right? Yeah, that's a lot.
I felt it at night.
That's a lot for anybody, but especially if you're not out doing something specific like running or hiking.
Correct. But yes, so as a trainer aspect, as a fitness director aspect, it's high energy. It is being authentically you from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or however long the clients need you. And at the same time, we're welcoming everybody, right? As you said, lowest fitness level to the person that knows it all, right? But we want to respect that and at the same time give a little bit of input where we can. So she might be able to explain a little bit more on the sales side.
Okay, yeah, just how would you answer that question, Natalie?
I don't start my day as early as he does. He is there from like sun up to sundown. I get in about like 8 o'clock. And for me, it's mainly being that first person that everybody sees when they walk in. Whether they are interested in signing up for our gym or seeing what we have to offer, being that first person that's there, greeting them, making sure that their experience is going great. Also, seeing our members come in and out every day, getting to make those connections with the members, as well as we do see all types of different people, fitness levels, as well as their own like personal lives. We get to like connect with them in that aspect as well.
Okay. So I made a mistake. Obviously, I didn't bring in the email you sent. There were some very specific things on there that kind of triggered us wanting to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Because we do, we talked to a lot of businesses, but what we really like to hear about is those connections and specific things you do that are, I don't know that community service is the right word, but how do you, so what are some of those initiatives? I mean, again, I'm going by memories, and that there was something related to maybe even some schools or just I'm going to start with you there, Natalie, kind of just because since you sent the note to us, kind of can you just talk about some of that stuff and how you view your mission relative to just making the community better and some of the specific things you guys are involved with?
Yeah. So we have two sister companies, Canal Coffee as well as Smoothie King, in our same parking lot.
Okay.
We do this thing with schools around our community called the Golden Mug, and it's kind of just all three of our companies go out into the schools and we make these connections with the schools as well. Talk to the teachers, let them know about who we are, what we offer, and everything, and then we present them with a basket that has a mug in it and all types of different things to all three of our companies, and we make these connections with schools. I think New Hope Elementary is one of them. Forest View High School,
right down the street. Yeah, New Hope's right down the street. And if for those of you who don't know, this is on South New Hope Road, so it's going to be, I guess, the corner of Beatty Road, right, in New Hope.
Yeah.
I am horrible with
the
street.
Well, I grew. Listen, I'm a Gaston County. I grew up here, so I'm a Gaston County homer. So I'm in that area all the time. So it's right where the Bojangles is and Food Line, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right beside the Food Line.
Yeah. So yeah. If for those of you who were wondering, and I had the address written down somewhere, but I didn't bring that in here either. But we'll make sure we all get to share that before we're finished.
Gotcha.
So when you're connecting with schools in general, and young people, and you may experience this too, AB, with just some members that are younger members that are coming in, because I don't know what the whole demographic is. What do you guys see? What is missing in general with people's health and fitness? What are the one or two things that you see that? Because when I was young. Now, when I was in high school, I was all about fitness, playing sports.
Yeah.
I went off to college and had this period of time, this 10 or 15 years, I wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just this time period, you get married, kids, work, and all of a sudden 10, 15 years have gone by and some pounds have added on, and you get out of this habit. Now, I was lucky, we talked before we started recording, that I got involved with a group called F3, and I'm intentionally putting myself around men who are close to my age, but they have the same outlook. They want to accomplish the same things. They want to improve, and they're my accountability partners, like I mentioned. But I know everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
So what do you guys see? Is kind of missing there in general on the fitness and health side?
I think there's a couple of things that we could kind of highlight. Like you said, accountability is going to be one. Discipline would probably be another, and I think just knowledge. So we get when we go to our Go to Mug Awards, I think I want to highlight that the schools get together and they're like brainstorming, who can I reward this to? And I think that's a great aspect of community outreach. They get to highlight a single person that has done something. So for us and our sister companies, Smoothie King and Canal, we kind of feel the love, right? Because they come into the gym. Now they get to experience that, but it's their own little reward. So I do shout out to Forest View and our new schools that we're going to visit throughout for the Golden Mug. But to go back to your question, discipline, that is hard.
It is hard. No, it is hard.
That is a hard one.
When I'm left to my own devices, I'm not great.
Correct.
With discipline. Yeah.
Correct. And it is. It takes a while. And I think one thing that we see, again, demographic, it could be the younger kids or younger generation, like Natalie, or the older ones like us. But it's a light switch that we have to switch on and really fully commit to ourselves, for one.
Yeah.
And I think once we realize that, hey, I have to commit this to myself, then the mindset kind of changes, right? So it is that dedication for yourself to grow, just like we dedicate, hey, I know I'm going to watch Monday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. I'm going to sit down and watch it. We can dedicate a time for us to do fitness. And then on the back end of that, knowledge. A lot of people are scared to do some stuff that's just not comfortable. And one of the biggest things that I tell clients is it's not going to be comfortable. Like, at no point is our fitness journey, comfortable, because once we get comfortable, we get complacent. once we get complacent,
Yeah.
now the pounds add up.
Progress, progress requires some being uncomfortable.
It does. It really does. And, sometimes the people, again, come in at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., that alarm goes off, that snooze button is very tempting.
Yeah, especially like yesterday, it was 25 degrees. That bed's warm and comfortable, isn't it? I mean, I have a running group on Tuesday mornings, and boy, 25 degrees yesterday. I mean, I was, that's one of those you get back and I got frost on the toboggan, and even on the tops of the bottoms of my socks have frost on them. But you know what? I knew those guys were going to be out there.
Yep.
And if I didn't show up, I was going to hear about it.
Yep. So I think that,
that's super important. Yeah.
If I can highlight anything, it'd be accountability, discipline, and just education.
Do you also find, because this is what when I got really involved in F3. Now, when I was younger, I was involved with some gyms. Now, with this group I'm involved with, we do a lot of, body weight stuff. And I'm 55, so I'm not looking to bench press 250 pounds. Okay. That's just not.
Oh, gotcha.
But where I'm going is, my point is, I think sometimes when I was younger and I meet people who think you have to go do something dramatic to have decent fitness. And do you find that a lot of people just don't realize, you have to do something, and you do need to do things that maybe make you uncomfortable, but you don't have to go in a month, go from not doing anything to be able to, go run an 8-minute mile or go squat 500 pounds or whatever. So especially at my age, I know that just keep moving, keep doing something. It's so important. Drinking water or whatever, hydrating. So do you find that there's this, maybe because you used the word knowledge, there's this gap there that people think that you have to do all these massive things, and it's really not. That's what's required to have general good health.
Yes, exactly. It is baby steps. And one of our trainers, I'm pretty sure she made a post on social media not too long ago about the baby steps. That's Gianna. Shout out to her. But it is not that. You're not going to go from the couch and just run a 5K, right?
Yeah.
You have to build up with that. And let's plug this in. That's why trainers are very important within that gym aspect. Not only you get that accountability, but they build a specific program to kind of develop that roadmap to your fitness goals. So whether that is, hey, I just want to bench 225, well, let's see what that looks like. Let's show you how to progress over time to get there. Or, like you said, if you want to run or do a 5K or do a marathon, there's a program set for you. So I think having a trainer is good in that aspect, but at the same time, our HiTone does this pretty cool thing for every member. We do a free session with a trainer every month for every member. So that way, if you do have questions, if you do need some change in your routine, you take advantage. You go to the front desk. Hey, I would like to schedule our Reach Higher session with so-and-so, right? So I think that's a great thing that we do. We try to allow access to the personal training side of things without the pressure of getting a personal trainer.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think it's just, for the novice, it's just intimidating to go to a gym.
It is.
Because you think everybody is going to look like you and be in that kind of shape, but that's just not true. You know what I mean? No, seriously.
Yes.
I mean, it can be intimidating that first time somebody shows up at a gym.
And being in a welcoming environment like HiTone, you're greeted by this face early, right? Laughing, and then coming in and seeing me and Brandon maybe laughing, cracking jokes, but at the same time helping assist someone. So I think the welcoming environment of HiTone, the crew that we've developed has eased that kind of side of things where you're intimidated by the gym.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna throw this question out to you first. So, in your time with HiTone or fitness in general here in Gaston County, I mean, what is there something you're most proud of accomplishing or seeing accomplished within HiTone, or your people you've seen impacted, or something you've seen working with schools, just something you've seen that you're like, wow, that's the reason, that kind of fulfills the mission that we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. I think definitely from seeing somebody walking into the gym for the first time, and then after a couple of months, even if they're working with a trainer or not with a trainer, I think definitely seeing them be more comfortable and confident within the gym itself is definitely something that I'm proud of, as well as just even like somebody tells us when they first come in, oh yeah, I'm like trying to lose this amount of weight. And then when they get to that goal, that's what we're proud of.
How hard is it for, I have found in my personal experience, losing weight is easier than keeping it off. What would you tell a listener who is having that same struggle? Because I've been at different weights at many different times of my life, especially my adult life. What's the key there? Is it discipline as well, or is there something else? Consistency? What would you say is the most important thing to once you get down to a certain weight, keeping it there?
Yeah, it is that, and there for one, fitness is going to be a roller coaster. You're going to have your ups and your downs, but there's things such as plateaus. That is a thing, and again, switching up your program, you're shocking your body. Those are ways that you can
not doing that. You mean, so just to paraphrase, if I'm understanding you, not doing the exact same type of workout every single time for 3 years straight. Is that kind of what you mean? Changing it up and doing some different things?
Definitely. So yeah, you will get into your spurts where your body gets used to it. Not necessarily saying that it's not helping, but not drastically changing. Like if I just started getting off the couch and working out, you're going to see that shed of weight fast. And then you probably will hit a plateau. Maybe now you start introducing more weight training, and that shocks the body, and that's going to help.
Well, it's funny you say, so I wear a Garmin, and this little smart aleck will tell me, it'll tell me, productive work, it'll say productive. Then it'll start telling me maintaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I just ran 6 miles. Are you kidding me? What do you mean it's not productive? And then occasionally it'll even get really smart and say, you're in recovery.
Yep. That's disrespectful.
yeah, that means, boy, I could have just stayed in bed, right? So it's interesting. I mean, listen, I know this is not some perfect device that's accurate on everything, but it has helped me, frankly.
Yeah.
Realize, well, maybe I could have worked a little harder today.
Yeah.
Maybe I could. That does remind me to go. If I go too many weeks with just running, well, I can't get back to a boot camp, an F3 boot camp or whatever, right? That reminds me that you're to your point about that same routine over and over.
Yes.
Because we get into those routines. What about we had this thing in F3 that we talk about. Well, the guy who started F3 is an ex-Army Ranger.
Okay.
So we have all these acronyms that we use. We have this thing called the King and the Queen. The King is your fitness, but the Queen is your diet. How does diet play into maintaining that weight and that fitness level in general?
Diet might be 90% of it. So
that's what I've grown to learn. I've learned I've grown to believe that too.
Yeah.
Because when I was running, and when I really changed my diet is when I started losing that weight. I mentioned before we started recording. Yeah.
Yep.
It was the diet.
It really, your body will thank you, right? If you put in the right food, if you put in the right amount of food, you gotta kind of replenish everything, right? But your body will thank you, and you'll just start feeling better in general.
Yeah, for what it's worth, for me, I don't know if I've shared this on any of these episodes, but years ago, 15 years ago, somebody gave me one of those, the original Fitbit.
Yep.
And I connected to an app on my phone. For about 2 months, I tracked everything I ate and drank, everything. And I was shocked.
Yep.
And mainly, being a Southern boy, I was putting down gallons of sweet tea every week. Holy moly. When I cut that out, and then it was portions for me mostly. I wasn't eating real bad. There were some things I cut out, but it was mostly I was a grab the bag of potato chips guy.
Yep.
Then, so what I went to smaller plates. I would say if I was make my own meal, which is not great probably, instead of taking the bag with me, I would put a few on the plate, and then I would put it up. So portions, to your point, portions, and it's surprising. And also, gosh, convenience.
Yes.
processed foods and convenience, and there's so much sugar in these things that we
They
don't
know
have
what
any
they're
idea.
doing.
Yeah, my Fitbit, I
Yeah.
just wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
And, the cool thing about an app, if like that, you put something in, it'll bring it up
Yep.
already, and I'll be like, oh gosh. And then the math at the end of the day, how many calories I put in there?
Yep.
Holy moly! So I'm just that knowledge can become powerful if you don't ignore it. I ignored it for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know. So my point there is, some of that was that knowledge, and I do agree that it would be nice if I could just go run that off all the time, but you can't.
Can't.
Yeah, you got to do a little more
than
than
that.
that.
You gotta be a little disciplined in there too.
So, what about you, AB? What are you most proud of accomplishing or seeing occur, during your time with HiTone or just in the fitness world in general?
Okay. There's one client that
Okay.
I highlight, but at the end of the day, I think for HiTone, it's the culture. We've grown a culture that is inviting for everyone, and I think that is great. That comes down to everyone coming in with a big smile, being able to talk. There's relationships built that extend outside of HiTone, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But the client that I will highlight, she's an older woman that I had. Her first thing that she wanted was, her goal was something that I didn't really hear before. Typically, it's, hey, I want to lose weight. Hey, I want to build muscle, right? Hers was, hey, I want to walk upstairs without hurting.
Oh, wow.
And kudos to her. Her name is
Some things we sometimes take for granted,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And by the time we ended training, we had some steps outside. She was walking up and down the steps with weights in her hand, and it was like it's good for me. It's like you get to see your bird fly away or something like that. But she still comes to the gym without training with me, and I see her do a routine that we went over, and it's good. It's real good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice to see progress, right?
Yep.
And sometimes we forget that. I mean, so looking down the road, I'll start with you, Natalie, on this question. I mean, what do you see? That classic question is 5 to 10 years down the road, what does the organization look like? Might be, I'm going to ask you the same question, AB, but first for the organization, but then kind of the fitness world in general. What do you see? I mean, I don't know about the fitness world. It seems like it might not change as much, but because of technology, our business changes. See, we don't talking about 5 or 10 years anymore like in our business. We talk about 2 or 3 years maybe. Those things are changing so quickly. But what do you see the future looking like for HiTone Fitness and then kind of the fitness world in general?
Yeah. So HiTone Fitness does want to expand within the next 5 to 10 years. They do want to have more locations across the eastern area. As far as me within the 5 to 10 years, I want to have graduated. As I said, I'm in school.
Okay.
So I want to have graduated.
Nice.
And I definitely still want to do something in the fitness area. It is something that I'm very passionate about.
Okay. Very good. AB, how would you answer that one?
I would like to highlight, she's a sales director, a very pivotal position right now with HiTone and Gastonia. She's 19. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But anyways, yes, like she said, HiTone is trying to expand on the Southeast Coast. I think we have 11 locations currently now, and they're going to expand out. With my role as fitness director of Gastonia, I would love to expand out to be just fitness director of HiTone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice. What do you see? What's the big, when I go to conferences and I talk to other companies all over the country. So, in our business, we're talking about what's the big topic right now? What do we think is going to be happening? Like obviously you can't have a conversation, I think, with anything this day without talking about AI.
Yep.
Or for us, we got a lot of government regulation we deal with, right? Refrigerants. So what's coming down the pike with in the fitness world? Is there anything big, anything you're seeing? Even with the one thing we try to avoid talking about politics on this podcast on purpose, but administrations change, and there's a different. Like right now, I think if you're paying attention, can't deny there's a different discussion going on about health and food
Yep.
and fitness in general. So does that impact, the what's considered common knowledge in the fitness world or anything? Or just, I know that's kind of I spent about 60 seconds asking a pretty simple question. What's the future look like for fitness?
I got you. But I think fitness in general, we're always learning, right? There's small cues, especially for even me as a trainer, that I came into the industry and thought this is what right looks like. And then we now know that this is what hurts your shoulder. So small cues that
that's good.
maybe that we're just developing and learning. I will say supplement side, peptides are a big thing, so you might hear a lot about peptides later in life.
Okay.
But that goes more towards our recovery aspect, and that I'm gonna piggyback with saying the recovery aspect, longevity of life, is a thing that is going to impact the fitness world, right? Everyone wants to lift weights. Not everyone, but in general, we're trying to lift weights. We're trying to add muscle, tone up, look a certain way. But if we're not doing the right thing in the kitchen or recovering correctly, we will feel it in about 20 years. So the recovery aspect, things like the infrared sauna, which we have, and the red light therapy, which we have, and
Good night's sleep.
Okay, yes, and some sleep. Very underrated thing.
It is, yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
I
I
don't
will
get much.
I will if I go 2 or 3 straight nights without getting a good night's sleep, I've learned that even if it's a scheduled workout day, I might take the day off.
Yep.
Just because again, it's funny. I mean, I've had to learn these things. I'm talking like these things like this is like a 30-year journey to figure these things out for me personally.
Yep.
I mean, the perfect week for me is I'm doing something 5 days a week, and I've planned rest days just because I'm 55 years old now and I can feel it in my, in the joints mostly.
Yeah.
If I'm overdoing it. Another point that we didn't really talk about, for something that changed for me too, is I actually did something smart. I went and got fitted with proper shoes because I do run some.
Yep.
And man,
Change the game.
I was a certain brand for years, and I would occasionally have Achilles pain and shin splints. I went somewhere that somebody knew what they were talking about.
Yep.
I got better shoes, and they gave me some inserts, and I haven't had a single Achilles issue. This was 10 years ago, or shin splint since.
That's awesome.
Because, you know what I'm saying? So there is some of that, again, that goes back to the knowledge. Right? And then also not being afraid to say, I don't know.
That's it.
We actually had somebody come to one of our company meetings. There was a shoe place in Belmont. Unfortunately, they're no longer open, but she came and did a presentation to our whole company about that. And I'm like, oh, geez. So like the next week I went to her place. She had a professional there, got me fitted, and man, it's made a huge difference. Yeah, made a huge difference. So again, I appreciate that because I do think, things are changing so fast. And again, in all industries, but especially fitness. But you would think some things with fitness and health would be common knowledge and people wouldn't argue about it, but there seems to be some things. So for the Joe consumer, the person who's not knowledgeable, they can get some conflicting information, can't they?
Yes.
And that's unfortunate.
We see a lot of, you're going to get influenced by social media.
Oh, yeah.
You can almost watch the gym and see who's watching social media and how they work out. So I see it all the time.
Instead of asking the professional.
I see it all the time, man. It's like,
There'll be people on like TikTok having a TikTok video popped up.
It's just setting up on the to do that right. Yeah,
that ain't it.
Yeah, that's funny and unfortunate. We have it too in our industry as well. We'll get called out to somebody's house and they looked something up online and they were trying to fix it themselves or whatever. I mean, and that's fine. Right?
Yeah.
That's somebody's personal, that's house. They can do whatever they want, but boy, some of that out there. So listen, is there anything I haven't asked? I mean, before we finish, I'll make sure you guys share location, social media, how can our listeners get in touch with you guys? I'll make sure that'll be the kind of the last thing we do. But anything I haven't asked that I should have, or something you want to make sure you share before we got a couple other questions we want to ask. Anything else?
Yes, so we do have an event that we're planning. It's going to be called Fall Into Fitness. That'll be next Saturday, the 22nd, at our location.
Very good.
We did one back in the spring, but it was more of a like member appreciation event. This one there'll be vendors, there'll be group classes in case anybody hasn't been to our gym or seen about us. It's free for the community. Anybody can just pop in, try out one of our group classes. We'll have Zumba, we'll have stretch classes, as well as like strength training, weightlifting.
Okay. What if let's say there's somebody a teacher or a PE teacher or a school or somebody with Gaston County schools or whomever, they happen to hear this. Would you encourage them to kind of get in touch with you guys and see what kind of partnership or something at the risk of me opening my mouth? I just did. Sorry.
Right, no,
well, too late now. No, we actually, Forest View, one of our partner schools, last year, they had a class dedicated to where they will bring their students in that period to our gym, and we work them out. So it is very possible. As long as they reach out, we'll schedule something. We'll definitely assist. Again, I think rooted is going to always be community outreach for us. However we can impact the community around us for the positive, that's what we'll aim to do.
Well, in general, too, I'm a believer that the healthier and more fit our community is, just the better off we are.
Yep.
I mean, that's I'm oversimplifying it probably a little bit, but in general, I think that's good. But so I'll give you a chance to answer that question. Anything that you'd like to make sure you get out there, or was that the main thing?
I think that was the main thing, is that we do have an event, and we are always doing events like this. For this weekend, Saturday, we have a special kind of boot camp class, and I want to emphasize boot camp because we're going to host the Marine recruiters. All their recruits are going to come in, and I'm going to try to remember my military days and put them through a great workout to make sure they're ready.
But the Army guys aren't going to give the Marines a hard time.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Last time I had Air Force people, they didn't last. So that might have been a shot at the Air Force right now.
Okay, that's funny. So, listen, I appreciate that. Again, like I said, we'll make sure we're finished with letting you guys share a little more information. But there's a couple questions that we'd like to finish with. And one of these, I'll have to come up with a different one for you, Natalie. But first question is, I'm going to start with you. Now, what is something very few people know about you? Getting to a little personal side here, maybe.
Ooh, I don't know.
And you have to answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No pressure.
Right. Definitely no pressure.
I get when you're 19, there might not be quite as much to pull from, huh?
She's fresh out.
Right.
So I need to ask AB first and let you think about that for a few minutes.
I think I got it.
Okay. All right.
Pulled it out.
We've all got to we all have to get back to work here eventually.
Right.
Okay.
At some point, right?
And you said, what was the question? Can you repeat that?
Yes.
What is something very few people know about you?
I tried learning French. That did not go well.
Okay.
I do know Spanish, so I am bilingual. But I tried learning French like 2 to 3 years ago.
Was there something specific, or you just thought that would be cool?
I just thought it would be cool. I wanted to go to Paris.
Okay.
And I still want to go, but now I'm gonna be like lost.
Well, I tell you, I've been lucky enough to been to Paris once, and luckily you can survive. Yeah, you can survive. I mean, I wouldn't live there without knowing how to speak French, but yeah, you can survive for a short period of time without knowing. Now, some of them might look at you like you're an arrogant American, but you can get by. AB, how would you answer that question?
Something that people don't know. I love random knowledge, so I love Jeopardy. That's something that no one knows. I love watching Jeopardy. It's crazy.
Just a trivia guy? You
just a trivia guy. I like it.
I mean, are you one of those that like when you know the answer and they don't get it and you're like, come on, man?
Yes, sometimes. Only sometimes.
So, remember, this is a podcast about Gaston County in general, some of the good things happening around Gaston County. So, AB, I'll start with you. I mean, why would you've both been here long enough to answer this question, why would you say, besides HiTone Fitness, Why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
Yes. So I'm probably the newest person to Gaston County out of the bunch, but it does feel like a tight-knit community, especially where I am within Gaston County. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are going to school here. Another one's in Atlanta. Okay. But 2 of them are going to school here, and they are truly – I like seeing them develop, right? And part of it is just kind of embracing what Gaston County is all about. They are at Lowell Elementary and not Forest View yet. What's the other one? Holbrook.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's good to see that aspect, and I truly enjoy the community feel for it. So, and also, it's not too far from Charlotte.
Yeah,
great location.
Airport and a big. If you want that big city amenities bigger, you can. Yeah, it's 20 minutes.
It's a good location.
Most days it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
On some parts of Charlotte.
Some days it's an hour.
Yeah, it depends on where you're going. But typically the airport, that's one advantage we have here. I mean, 25 minutes I can get to the airport.
Yeah, and I do see Gaston County is growing too.
Oh, it sure is. Yep. Yeah, it sure is. So I'm gonna start with you on this question because I'm not gonna be able to ask Natalie this question. And this is typically the question I like to end with. But knowing what you know now, AB, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Yeah, that's crazy. So knowing what I know now, living what I've lived through, I think the biggest advice is to be a sponge, right? There is going to be moments that you are going to learn from someone that is younger than you. You're going to learn from someone that is older than you. You're not going to always be right. So being a sponge, being open to new ideas is definitely one of the biggest things that I would try to hold my hat on. And also, if I knew that earlier, it probably would be a better outcome.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Having kids, my kids are 26, 24, and 19. And so when they were younger, I was like, yeah, I'm the dad. I know it all, right? When they became teenagers, went off to college, I have learned so much from them, right? They have really helped me see the world not so much old school.
Yep.
It really and their friends. I mean, I really love spending time with them and their friend groups. So to get their perspective.
Correct. Yeah.
And accept that perspective, and
And then you realize how old you are, because I still don't know what 6'7" means. So shout out to my son.
Yeah, you know what? I've asked, and I've been told it means nothing. It's just something. It's just something they do.
I don't know.
Is that right?
We're looking at all that.
We're like, I don't know.
Well, is this the first time we've had a guest younger than you here? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So shout out there, Rachel. You got it going on. So I'm going to phrase this question obviously a little differently.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you what advice you give your 10-year-old self.
Yeah, that's.
But I will ask in your because frankly, a lot of 19-year-olds are not yet working. They're not yet in the real world, right? So what is the biggest lesson, let's say, you've gotten from the business world, going to school? There might be a high schooler listening out there that they don't know what they want to do. Because surprisingly, we have people that actually listen to this. It's shocking. Besides my mother. And so, how would you answer that question to maybe that young high schooler who's trying to figure out what they want to do now? What lessons have you taken from your 19 years so far that might help somebody younger?
I think definitely if you don't know what you're wanting to do, trying to find hobbies that align with something that you want to potentially pursue. And then also, if there's like any internships out there that you think would be like the best fit, like just to kind of get a feel for what
dip the feet in to different things. Yeah. I do think it seems like, I know when my kids came through school, there were some situations that seemed like they were being asked to make some decisions too soon, or get in this track, get in this, and boy, I don't know. there's days when I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, you know?
Right.
I sure didn't when I was 20. I had no idea. 25, I really had no idea. So that's a great point. There are a lot more opportunities. So some of the things I complain about, like social media and internet, that can expose kids to some more opportunities maybe, you know. I had to go to the library and look things up. Or an encyclopedia that was already 5 years out of date, right?
The phone book.
Oh yeah.
My
Do you
goodness.
know what an encyclopedia is, Rachel? Oh, okay. Have you ever read one? Looked at one? Okay. No, I'm not talking about Wikipedia. A real encyclopedia. Okay.
Yellow pages.
Yeah, we had a phone. You ever seen a phone book? Okay. Sorry.
No.
You never seen a phone book?
No.
Yeah.
We used to get them delivered, and then everyone's number. You had to find it.
Yeah, and that's actually, matter of fact, years ago, that's where we spent most of our marketing money.
I believe it.
Was in the phone book.
I believe it.
For all the surrounding counties and communities.
So, wow.
Now, I mean, we haven't
Digital.
done that in 10 years, 12, 15 years probably. We just had, I remember those sales reps used to come in here and I'd be like, ugh.
Now you're doing podcasts.
Yes. Yeah. Go figure. So listen, guys, this has been really good. So, where can listeners go to learn more? What's the physical address? And just where online can they go to learn more and find out more about HiTone Fitness? That should be a sales director question, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh. Off the top of my head, I don't think I know the address.
Okay, well, it's on the corner of New Hope and Beatty
Right.
Road.
Yep.
In
It's right beside a Food Lion.
South New Hope Road.
We're
Okay.
at 3690 South New Hope Road.
Okay.
Or
just Google it, right?
Yep. Just map it because
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where it's at. But we are in Food Lion parking lot. We are with our sister company. So if you're familiar with Canal Coffee or Smoothie King, we're in that same parking lot. But I will throw this out there that we have two buildings, one main gym and one separate gym that is for personal training and group classes. So do not go to the group class gym first. If you're interested in the gym, go to the main gym, which is connected to the Food Line store itself. And then on social media, we are at Instagram, for one, is at HiTone Fitness Gastonia.
And that's HiTone, correct?
Yes, sir.
Not
Thank you for
H-I-G,
Thank you for clarifying that. And even on our social media presence, you'll kind of get a feel of who we are as a gym. It's not serious, but at the same time, we provide great informational tips as we go through. But you just check it out.
Is the website hitonefitness.com or?
Yeah, and then it will prompt you to select a location.
Yeah, I think I saw that when I went and looked on how I knew you were the sales director.
Yeah.
Right off the website.
Yeah.
So listen, I mean, we try at least do a little bit of research, even though I thought you went to a different high school before we started. So again, I appreciate that, guys. So any last words before we close this episode out?
Just in general, fitness is not only for the physical, but it's for the mental. So I would say that if you are nervous or looking for a gym, come to one that is super inviting, like HiTone Fitness. Again, you don't have to be an expert to do it. It just takes consistency and a routine. So discipline is going to be big, but we're here to kind of provide that for you. So everyone's fitness doesn't look the same. Also remember that. So just jump into it. Healthier life is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Anything you'd like to add before we close this one out, Natalie?
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, to your point about mental health in general, yeah, I find myself, if I got something going on, I don't know how to figure it out, something I'm anxious about, whatever, I'll go for a run.
Yep.
Put on some old music or a podcast or something and just 3, 4, 5, 6 miles or something, and then my mind is almost always clearer for some reason. So that is something that I have utilized, at least is for me anyway, how that works. So guys, I appreciate your time, and I'm going to finish up with my own quote, or I typically do a book recommendation or a quote or something. This week, it's on patience and resilience, which I think can tie into people's fitness journey, fitness and health journey. But I'm a big fan of John Adams and Abigail Adams. I've done a lot of study of history, but you can find they wrote letters back and forth to each other, and it's really interesting. If you ever, or if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can online, you can read some of those letters. But Abigail Adams said, "Great difficulties may be surmounted by patience and perseverance." I think that's just super important.
Yep.
I know I'll miss the day. I used to, when I was younger, I would miss a workout day or something. I'd be, oh gosh, okay, you missed a day. Get up the next day, right? Yep. Just keep going. You just got to keep walking, so to speak. So again, guys, I appreciate your time. Appreciate what you're doing for our community to make our our health and fitness better, and that does make a big difference. So I appreciate that. So to our listeners out there, thanks so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. Please continue to spread the word if you can about the podcast, and don't hesitate to contact us here at our email address, which is podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We are always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. And apparently, as Rachel occasionally reminds me, give us a good 5-star rating, help us get noticed. Thanks again to Natalie and AB for being our guests today. Gaston's Great is produced and brought to you by Rachel Cowart from GSM Services. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.